Welcome back to the NITE Economics YouTube channel, and tonight we're going to be looking at the price of Bitcoin and what you can expect in the next couple of weeks. So if you're liking the content, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and without further ado, let's get into tonight's video. So like I said at the beginning of this video, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin's price action. So Bitcoin has been very boring for the last couple of weeks, pretty much for the last 2 months. Really, Bitcoin hasn't really been doing too much in terms of price action. It's been really stuck in this mid 60s to low 60 price range, give or take. I mean, obviously went a bit lower in July, but you get what I'm saying. Especially the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty much dead. There's been no action, and volatility is, as you can see here in the BBWP, has pretty much dried up. And this is at the 24 or the daily look. So volatility is bone dry. There isn't much movement in terms of Bitcoin's price action, which we could expect a move or an explosive move at some point in the somewhat near future, but these things could take a while to play out. Let's take a look at the 2 days. If you look at the 2 day, the BBWP is at, I mean, you haven't seen it this low in pretty much January of earlier this year. So at some point we will expect volatility to go back in the other direction. The only thing is that we don't know which direction it's going to go. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? So volatility is direction neutral. So it's only telling us that an explosive move is going to happen. It's not telling us which direction the move is going to go in. If you base it off of this structure here, I mean, if Bitcoin doesn't close today, and today's August 18th, 2026, if Bitcoin does not close a daily, at least a couple of dailies above the 55 exponential moving average, so this green line here, and it's very close. I mean, it's right on the brink of being rejected. I would expect that this lack of volatile move, it's going to result in a downward price action. Again, it's not 100% that this is going to happen, but especially if Bitcoin does not start to close some dailies and some significant dailies, I would say dailies above this price point of 65,400, give or take, doesn't start closing some dailies above that, I would say that this price action is likely going to break down to the downside. And because volatility has dried up, we could expect a pretty explosive move back down to the lows and possibly even lower. If you've been following my YouTube channel, which I have not been updating in the last couple of weeks, I was on vacation and that's not a good excuse, but whatever. You know that I'm expecting a big move to happen in Bitcoin sometime in the fall, particularly because of this well, for a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons is because of this silver cross to the downside that, in my opinion, has only produced really a 10% move from open to the bottom here, and I do expect a larger move to happen sometime in the fall. I am expecting, if we look at, and that's in the 2-week look, right? If I'm looking at the weekly look, I'm expecting a move potentially down to the 355 exponential moving average. Exponential moving average. And the reason why I say that is because we had a cross here between the 5 exponential moving average and the 200 simple moving average here on the weekly. So as of this open here, the red moving average moved below, ever so slightly below the white simple moving average, and the last time that happened is really one iteration where it happened and it was negative or had a big move to the downside, and that was here in the last bear market. And when that happened, if we base it off of this open here to the low, it's a 25% move to the downside, right? It's happened again the bear market before that, it didn't actually happen. You can see that the red exponential moving average never got below the 200 simple moving average, and then the bear market before that in 2015, it did move below it, but it was really at the very end of the Actually, no, it happened in September. My mistake. So it happened in September of that year of 2015, and it only the red exponential moving average only lived below the 200 simple moving average for 2 weeks, and then it went to the upside. So, I mean, if we base it off of the last one, if we were to expect a 25% move to the downside from current price action, will bring us down to around 48,000 US dollars, which is like the upper range of where I particularly see the low. I see Bitcoin producing a low, somewhere 47, 48,000. If things get really crazy, I could see it get down to like the high 30s, 38,000. But my base case is essentially that I think Bitcoin will wick down to these high 40 numbers, 40, the high 40s. Particularly in the fall. This is not something that's going to happen immediately right now, this very moment, but I do expect a larger move to happen in sometime in the fall, particularly maybe September, October, November, sometime in this range, in this time range. So Q4, I do expect a move down to these lows and produce the low of the bear market before this market starts moving back to the upside slowly but surely into the next year. And that's pretty much all I have for Bitcoin's price action for today, and that's pretty much that volatility is drying up. If Bitcoin doesn't close a daily above the 55 exponential moving average on the daily, I do expect that this move will likely break down to the downside and it'll revisit the lows of July. And then later on in the year, particularly in end of Q3, Q4, I do expect a bigger move down to the downside sometime somewhere in the low 50s, high 40s price range, somewhere around there. And again, if things get really crazy, I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin get down to the high 30s. And again, if you're liking the content, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.